Hi, welcome to Diaspora Bell. My name is Kester, and with me here is Mr. Adewale Dosumu. He's one of the most prominent men in the Nigerian politics. Today, I have him to speak about the current politics in Nigeria as of today. Welcome, Mr. Dosumu.
My pleasure.
Nice to welcome you in the show. You're such a tough person that it takes a while to get in a show. Thank you for honoring us today. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you very much. My name is Adewale Dosumu. I'm from Lagos State, Nigeria, and I've been a resident of Allentown for the past 23 years. I am an entrepreneur, and I run a tri-county financial LLC in the city of Allentown. I've been involved in the Allentown community, Allentown politics, and the Nigerian community as well. So it's my pleasure to be here today.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adewale. It's nice to have you in the show. Once again, nice to have you in our show today, Mr. Adewale.
My pleasure.
The question the viewers want to hear from you today is, one, what is your view about the current politics in Nigeria as of today?
Thank you very much, Kester. You asked a very, very important question. To answer that question, I have to take some historical excursion into the political history of Nigeria. Nigeria became independent in 1960, and our first experience was under democratic rule. And we did practice a parliamentary system of government, unlike what we have now. And we practiced that up till 1965 before the military took over. And after the military interregnum that lasted for till 1979, Nigeria once again returned to democratic government. And during that time, we made a complete departure from parliamentary system into the presidential system, which is American system of government. A lot of people believe up to now that the presidential system of government is very expensive, and that based on our revenue, that it would have been better for us to have gone back to a parliamentary system.
Yes.
But let's put that aside. We have made a good stride. Since the coming of democratic government since 1999, we've not had any military coup. We've had about 3 successive government change, which we have conducted. I can tell you that Nigeria has come to stay. Democracy has come to stay in Nigeria, and we are practicing it the way it is practiced all over the world. Are we perfect? I don't think so. Most of the places where democracy holds sway, it's been, work in progress.
Okay.
The system itself is good, but the practitioners need to learn the art of politics so that they can function well under a democratic setting. There are a lot of things wrong with our system, but I believe it could be perfected.
Okay. Because of our time, what is your view of Nigerian unity in relation to the current Biafra agitation?
Yeah, that's a very, very good question. Unity is very, very critical in the life of any nation.
That's correct.
And Nigeria as a country, we've had our own problems. It has nothing to do with our unity. I believe we have always been united, but we've had problems that makes that unity seems aloof. It seems something that is not within our reach.
Okay.
Nigerian unity is predicated on economic equity and economic fairness. The reason why most of us feel there is no unity in the country has to do mainly not because we do not love each other. It has to do with the class system and the economics. Economic is the issue we have in Nigeria. Let me tell you one thing, Mr. Kester. In Nigeria today, there are two classes of people.
Okay.
The rich and the poor.
That's true, Mr. Wale.
The rich in all the 6 geopolitical zones, they have themselves in a club. And the poor belongs to the other club. But you will never see any fight or disagreement about Nigeria's unity among the rich class. What they do is that they ensure that they make the poor people fight over the crumb,
Okay.
and fight for them, fight their fight without the poor class knowing that they are fighting the fight of the rich guys. That is what is going on in Nigeria. The issue with Biafra agitation is purely economic in nature. And I said something before, there must be what we call economic justice. Social, political, economic justice. Some section of Nigerians believe they have been shortchanged, they are marginalized, and as a result of that, things got to change. To be candid with you, everybody has been marginalized in Nigeria. It's not only the Igbo that is marginalized. The Yorubas have been marginalized.
Believe that.
The Ichekiris have been marginalized. The Edo have been marginalized. The Ijos have been marginalized. The what do you call it? The chiefs have been marginalized. The people in Southern Sharia have been marginalized. All over. But the problem is economic injustice. Nigeria must work for everybody. And the only way Nigeria can work for everybody is that there must be social, political, and economic equity. That is what we do not have now. And the more the poor people continue to fight against themselves, the more they continue to kill themselves for the rich people are not going to fight themselves. They're going to leave you to fight their fight. And that is what is going on in Nigeria. Unfortunately, in the case of Biafra, I believe the Igbos have the right to agitate for self-determination. They have the right. It's not only happening, it happens in Spain, Catalonia. They just had one. In Turkey, and some part of Iraq, they are having one there. So it's something that is going all over the world. Self-determination is the right of everybody. But unfortunately, go back to what I said before about economic equity. The mistake Kanu made was that he alienated all the other people that are supporting him because of his rhetorics. You know, you don't chase people that are on your side away. And that was one of the undoing. So it's well within the right of able people, but everything has to be done within the confines of the law of Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Mr. Wale, for such an important information. I believe my audience will be glad to hear this from you. And not to waste most of your time, is what advice do you have for the youth of Nigeria towards the Nigerian politics of today?
Nigerian youth need to get off the couch. They need to be active. They need to participate. This is the period where the youth advocacy needs to be in the forefront. Nigerian youth need to ask for accountability from their leaders. You see, the problem in Nigeria is that every 4 years we go to polls, we vote, and everybody go home. We don't ask questions, we don't do anything. And these people know that they are never held to account for the position of authority that is given to them. So they know nobody is going to come. So Nigeria's youth need to create a vanguard whereby all their leaders have to be made to account for their actions. And Nigerian youth need to roll up their sleeves and begin to partake in the onerous task of nation building. They need to ensure that they understand the history. They need to read about the history. They need to understand the entire landscape of Nigeria. You cannot stay in your state and say you are a Nigerian. You have to expose yourself to other regions. You have to understand the culture of other people. You have to know the personal idiosyncrasies of other people. That is the way we can make Nigerian work. And I believe Nigerian youth, they've done everything we asked them to do. They've gone to school, they've been educated. It really saddens me to see many of them, after many years of graduation, they could not find something to do. I think Nigerian youth need to de-emphasize from the idea of 9 to 5 hours work a day. They need to look towards entrepreneurship. They need to think out of the box and be their own employer. That's my advice for them.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adewale. That is a very good, important message for the youth out there. And, today, a non-profit organization, based on what you said about how diaspora is supposed to react to politics in Nigeria, today one of these organizations named Nigerian Association of Diasporans in Pennsylvania.
NIAPA.
Yeah, NIAPA. We are celebrating Nigerian 57th independence today. Do you have any valuable information to share with the audience that are attending here today? And how can you add more important keynote to organizations such as this one that is celebrating Nigeria 57th independence?
Thank you very much, Kester, for that question. Let me begin by saying that NIAPA, Nigeria International Association of Pennsylvania, was a child of necessity that was formed in the year 2004. It was put together by friends that found themselves in the Lehigh Valley in Pennsylvania, and we all came together and said, okay, let us use this as a social platform whereby we relate with one another. Yeah. And ever since that time, it kind of metamorphosed into what it has become today. And I thank God for where the association is today. And as I was one of the founder of the organization, and actually I was the second president of the organization. And from the time I served as the president of the organization to where it is today, I can only thank God for the strides we have made since that time. We've gone a long way. But I would say that NIAPA is an organization that is made up of people from all the geographical zones of Nigeria. And we found ourselves in Lehigh Valley, and now we have spread our tentacles to all the other areas of the state of Pennsylvania and beyond. And we are an organization that is trying to be relevant in our community. We are doing everything possible to be part and parcel of the community where we reside and where we have our children, where we make our living.
Okay.
Or we have done a lot of things to be part of this community.
Okay.
We have an inclusion program whereby we go out
Okay.
and participate and help, organizations that have created niche in some areas. We don't want to recreate the wheel. So what we do is that we just go out there, help these people, help in the food kitchen, the soup kitchen, homeless, and all these things we do that. But there are a lot that we still need to do.
Yeah.
One thing that I believe we need to do, that NIAPA is going to do now, is that in the area of integration and immigration, as a lot of people are coming from Africa and Nigeria into this community, one thing that is very, very common is that there is tendency for Africans not to assimilate. That tendency, they want to just stay within their community, they want to stay within their cocoon, they don't want to venture out. We are not doing that. We are in integration mode. We want to assimilate. Assimilate socially, politically, and economically.
Okay.
We are focused now to be relevant in our community. We want to take part in politics,
Okay.
economic development, because we believe all politics and all initiatives are local. They are local. They start from the local before it becomes national.
Yes, I believe that.
So, and we want to be part and parcel of our community in Lehigh Valley, and that is what we are doing. We want to integrate. We want to assimilate. And as we do that, we want to take our culture with us so that we can showcase our culture and what and who we are in the diaspora. So the Lehigh Valley has been very gracious to us, and we want to give back to our community. And that is the cardinal focus that we have now.
I strongly agree with you, Mr. Adewale Dosumu. Thank you for sharing your view in Diaspora Bell, and for NIAPA. We really appreciate to have you in the show today, and also we thank the viewers for watching the interview. We hope you join us again for our next episode. Thank you so much, Mr. Adewale.
Thank you very much, Kester. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah.